Welcome to a very unfiltered with a filter show with me, Zanab Suffer. I'm going to be leading you this path called the Fiercely Unfiltered, and it will be with me, and we're going to discuss all the things that have not been discussed in Pakistan, at least in Pakistan. Or maybe it has, but I haven't really come across it. So without further ado, let's dive in. I really don't know what made me think that I would actually sit down and start talking, because I've always been somebody who is more of a picture person or a video person. I've never been much of a talker, and even I think with my friends and people that are close to me, they know that I am a listener. I like to listen. I'm not much of a talker. But I think within the last, year, I have just felt such humongous growth and change in who I am as a person. And I think that I've had people gravitate towards me because of that. Because I think that we're all kind of, we don't realize we're all going through certain things, and there are a lot of similarities between the things that we're going through. But the only difference is that some people have the courage to stand up and say, I'm going through that. It just certainly comes down to one point is that, at the end of the day, we're all kind of looking for connection. And the only way that we can find connection or build connection is through being ourselves and feeling safe in that space. Otherwise, obviously, you're putting on certain masks and, going through life on autopilot. And I think that's what I was doing for so many years. And then one fine day, although it wasn't one fine day, it was a journey, but you just wake up and you're just like, you know what? I'm done pleasing other people. And for the first time in my life, and I think that comes with adulthood, as you kind of merge into being an adult, you kind of start taking accountability and thinking that, if I'm not me, then why would I want to be anybody else and follow their dream or follow their life, So point being, I just, I'm going to keep this short because I like to keep things short. I don't want you guys getting bored. I would love your feedback about, how you would like to navigate this, because I don't necessarily want to label this because it's so sacred to me. It's kind of like my thoughts, that I'm putting out there for the world. And the reason why I'm even putting it out there for the world is because I feel like it could really benefit other people. I had to go through so many YouTube videos and so many things to reach a point where now, my nervous system is regulated, and we're gonna, dive into that as well, about how, it's so important for us as parents, for us as humans, for us as girlfriends, wives, husbands, to keep ourselves regulated and to find a way to regulate ourselves, because nobody else is going to do that for you. And I mean, I'm not saying that your nervous system is always going to be regulated and that it's not going to dysregulate. I mean, it dysregulates with coming across certain energies that are not a good fit for you, or that you're not vibrating on the same energy as them, or the same vibration as them. Blame, shame, and self-shame, even self-blame even. It doesn't have to be somebody else doing that for you. Although a lot of times there are people that do get inside your brain, somehow, people that are close to you even. And sometimes they do it unknowingly. You don't even realize that they're doing it, or they don't even realize they're doing it, and they do it, So we're going to dive into topics that revolve around that, because I've felt like that has been such a big game changer for me, where I kind of excluded the people and the environments and the environments that were not giving me the energy that I needed in order to grow, or either to think about things, or having the time to even things about mental health, and how our mental health is so important for our daily lives, and not just lives, our relationships and the way we kind of put ourselves out to the world. And that can only happen if your nervous system is regulated, if you've had good enough sleep, 8 hours, and that too at a certain time. You can't go to sleep at like 1 a.m. and then expect to wake up the next day at 12 and expect to be like all happy and jolly and merry. No, you're not, because there's so many things that happen during the time from like 9 p.m. let's say, or 9 p.m. can be very early for some people. For me, it's like beautiful. But like 10 p.m. for instance, and waking up at a certain time in the morning, because in your mornings you have the most amount of energy and you should utilize that energy. A lot of times, like in Pakistan where I am at the moment, that is a major factor that plays a big role in our society. And movement, something that plays a major role in regulating our nervous system is movement, is getting enough steps in. Not just steps in. If you can't get your steps in, like, grab yourself a dumbbell at home or order one and just like kind of get a home workout in. Even if you don't have a dumbbell, like work with your own weight, and so many things that basically help us regulate our nervous system. One of the reasons why I suffered so much in life was because my nervous system was not regulated. I was basically in like fight-flight mode, or freeze mode. For the longest time I was in freeze mode, where I just couldn't get a grip of myself and the emotions I was feeling and why I was feeling them. People tell you, go for a walk, do this, but unless you really do the inner work and you really want to do it, because like nobody can tell you what to do unless you want to do it yourself. So the other thing, that I wanted to talk about was spirituality and how it's helped me so much in navigating my journey, and how it's helped me flourish emotionally and mentally, and make myself strong, to be able to say no, to be able to say, no, this isn't working for me, or this is hurting me, or no, you don't get to choose what hurt me and what doesn't. Because many times, even with your closest relationships, you're going to go and you're going to talk to the person because you feel like, I want to save this relationship. So the best way for me to save this relationship is for me to tell that person that this is how I'm feeling, And a lot of the times you're going to hear, no, but I never said that. Or, oh, no, you're taking it wrong. Oh, you shouldn't be upset. No, you don't get to decide what upsets me. What I feel is what gets to decide that something upset me. And the reason why I'm even having this conversation with you is because I care. So yeah, we were on the topic of, regulating your nervous system, and how I just feel like it is such an easy hack to living and leading a happy and fulfilled and joyful life, is to regulate that nervous system. And key factors of regulating your nervous system is getting good sleep, getting your movement in, eating healthy and nutritious food, which sometimes I do lack in, which is why maybe sometimes my nervous system might kind of, go haywire. I need to work on that. Getting enough water, being around good people that are good for your health, that are good for your mind, that lift you up, that are positive. They're a positive force in your life, people that put you down, or even, like jokingly just being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't want that. You don't, like, okay, I'm somebody who's all about jokes, okay? So going back on like, people that kind of get their point across with certain jokes, and how, you're just supposed to take it with a pinch of salt and be like, ha ha ha. No, I'm not settling for that anymore. And I think you shouldn't either. I think that we all deserve a certain level of respect. And yes, I'm all for jokes, but jokes that are plain offensive, no go. Thank you. I don't want it. You can keep it to yourself. And, just, if you want to talk about jokes, let's do jokes that are actually uplifting and that actually do something for me, or actually make me giggle. I mean, I'm all about laughing, at myself and with people, laughing with them. But the joke needs to hold some merit. If it's just trying to put me down, or kind of work towards not decompressing, but just like kind of blah, 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 blah. Let's try and build people up. Let's try and encourage them. Let's stop shaming people. Let's start, being non-judgmental towards them. I think that what we all really need in our lives is love. And I think that we kind of don't get the certain love that we want, because what are we doing? We're not loving ourselves, and loving ourselves means respecting ourselves, and respecting ourselves means that I will laugh at the joke if it's actually something that's really funny. If it's just trying to put me down, no, I ain't doing that. Thank you. So I'm gonna cut this short, and I'm happy that I got to share some of my thoughts and some of the things that have helped me. And I don't know if this is episode 1 or episode whatever. It's something that I wanted to put out there, and I wanted to put out something that was just fiercely unfiltered. I might have a little bit of lighting and some like little tweaks here and there for the face, but what you get on this is completely unfiltered thoughts by me, Zainab Zafar. And I hope that you guys follow up and we can share more of our thoughts, and I can help you and you could help me in some way. But I would just like to cut it here and just say thank you so much and take care, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and let's do this more often and again. So until then, stay fiercely unfiltered, join the Fierce Society, because I tell you, break on through to the other side, because it's a good side. It's a lot more joyous, a lot more real, a lot more, I don't know, just has a lot more feeling. It's a lot less robotic, and that's exactly what I want to take forward into the next phase of my life. I want to be less robotic. I want to be myself, and I know that could get me into trouble, but you know what, that's the whole fun of it, because at least I know that I lived a life which helped me sleep at night, where I slept like a baby, and I felt very comfortable in who I am as a person and my principles and my choices, and I think that we all deserve to feel that. So until then, this is me signing off. Let's stay fierce. Actually make me giggle. I mean, I'm all about laughing at myself and with people, laughing with them, but the joke needs to hold some merit. If it's just trying to put me down or kind of work towards not decompressing, but just like kind of blah, 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 blah.